increase agricultural productivity, production, and value addition. And with rice, that is what we're going to do. Increase production, increase the yield per hectare, that is increasing productivity, and then come up with mills whereby we can improve the value addition, get the private sector involved in milling the rice and marketing it, just like they market the rice from overseas.
Breaking the cycle of poverty and hunger on the continent, African leaders have realized is the first step to Africa's emancipation and independence. By working together to exploit its potential, it is a dream that could be achieved sooner than later. Mamadou Diallo, Grts.
It has been a busy time for deputies at the National Assembly as institutions take turns to lay their annual activity reports and financial statements before the PACPEC Committee for scrutiny. The Gambia Ports Authority were the latest to walk through the doors of the Assembly chambers. Samuel Ba was there, and this is his report.
The Gambia Ports Authority Monday morning came face-to-face with lawmakers in fulfillment of the annual constitutional requirement of accountability and transparency in the public sector.
The Port of Banjul serves as an entry point for almost 80% of the country's import and export trade. And in responding to the needs of our customers, the port is continuously investing in resources, both human and capital, as evidenced by both long-term and short-term courses, local and overseas courses, especially at the lower cadre, and also the procurement of cargo handling equipment and associated spare parts, as well as infrastructure development projects.
The activity and financial reports of the authority indicates a revenue turnover of 11%, way over the previous year.
The gross profit was 441,439,000 in 2012, compared to 404,193,000 in 2011. That represents about a 9% increase.
The Port of Banjul remains by sea the country's critical exit and entry points, accounting for nearly 80% of the Gambia's import and export trade.
The financial performance of the GPA in the year under review has been satisfactory. Despite the satisfactory performance of the productive base of the economy, economic shocks including increasing fuel prices, fierce interport competition within the sub-region, and trends in the global trading environment, the authority's overall financial position continues to be sound and healthy.
For being representatives of the people, we always would like to know what goes in your institutions, so we tell back our people. And
while the authority was found to be mainly compliant with general procurement regulations, external auditors saw the need to further improve on internal control mechanisms in order to track down losses in normal course of business.
Their current assets, Honorable Chair, is 866 million compared to 171 million. Therefore, I would want to commend them and urge them to maintain the momentum, at the same time use that advantage to pay their tax liabilities.
And to me, what I observe, what I realize now, GPA is having a problem. Because this was directive from the government. You cannot claim it from NAWEC, to my understanding. You cannot claim it from government now. So this is why, since 1994, these monies are there, so you cannot get it back, put it on business. The other agencies cannot pay them.
Some members harp on the issue of loans and reconciliation of accounts, and the Bond Road Qatari investment project, which they say abruptly came to a standstill.
The other point is the Qatari investment. We have seen that the infrastructure is there, but there is no activity going on. And the essence was it to contribute immensely towards growth and create employment. But as of now, there is no activity going on site. What is the status?
What I have found wanting at GPA is the issue of reconciliation. Most of all what the auditors said in all these things is more about reconciling accounts and all other sectors. If you look at most of the management letter, it's reconciliation. Though you have responded, but we will want to see an improvement.
Can you tell us the outcome of the court? Whether Talicats had been successful in claiming the entitlement to the same benefit paid to dock workers? If not, can you explain to this committee why not?
The GPA management earlier responded to members' reactions on the Federated Pension Scheme, Qatari investment and loans, among others. The Speaker of the National Assembly later winded up debates before the House adopted the reports for GPA. In a related development, the activity reports and financial statements of the Gambia Ports Authority ferry services were devoured by lawmakers. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
The people of Nyomi Jurunku, under the leadership of Chief Murichati Cham, over the weekend held a grand carnival in the village. The event, which followed a month-long circumcision ceremony for the community's male children, came at a time when many settlements are bent on reviving age-old cultures on the brink of collapse. Momodu Bajan reports.
In Nyomi Jurunku, as indigenes of the North Bank settlement came out in living colors to celebrate one of the village's deep-rooted traditions. The colorful festival took the form of an initiation exercise for over 40 young male children under the age of 5 who underwent the practice more than a month ago.
Today is a very, very important day, as I have said, when culture and tradition is concerned. We have taken our sons to a traditional circumcision known locally as Kaseboyo.
The occasion, which was led by the oldest people of the village who served as custodians of the township's history, saw a demonstration of some of the oldest village's cultures, was graced by one of the prominent sons of the village, Momodu Chati Cham, who just after being installed 2 years ago as chief of Upper Nyomi district, orchestrated the festive. The community, which is believed to be 6 centuries old, like other renowned settlements in the country, is well known for well-reserved cultures like hunting, circumcision and other customs, which remain paramount to the village's social cohesion, thereby requiring maintenance for posterity. Male circumcision, especially, is one of the key traditional practices the village has been practicing for centuries. Although this practice is observed countrywide, Jurunku stands tall in the Gambia's cultural landscape.
Traditionally, this is another thing whereby it's a lesson where if these people are in the bush, they are taught of so many traditional culture in the way or in a manner whereby they learn a lot in how they should live in the society.
The rituals like the sowing of Ifambondi, a highly spirited Mandinka masquerade, used to ward off evil spirits during the circumcision, and other rituals such as Kutu Mansa, an extremely sacred tradition which have not been practiced in the village for more than 4 decades, added flavor to the carnival.
This traditional activity that has been not on program for quite a long time, almost over 40 years. So it is known as Kutamansa.
The action-packed event, featuring a variety of performances, moved the village's elders who led the proceedings and were greatly amused to see the revival of some of the rich cultures which had been sidelined for decades. Mothers who had been separated from their sons for a month shortly after reuniting with their children also relished the great moments while thanking the youth folk for the great care they took during the initiation. At a time when modernization seems to be threatening the cultural fabric of most localities, Jurunku became the latest to join the bandwagon of communities poised to resuscitate what remains of a fast eroding heritage. Modu Bajan, GRTS.
That report by Momodu Bajan takes us to our first break. We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia. For 5 years, Guinea-Conakry